Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I did tell you, my ex-husband has just come again against, we have a domestic violence order, okay, which he breaches all the time and nothing is done about it. He has literally just taken my kids again against a federal court order and a domestic violence order, and I want them returned to me.
Okay, so where's the family?
Go get the piece of paper,
It's in my
please.
car.
My mum has just gone to the Caboolture station and asked for a domestic violence specialist to come and help me.
Okay, so in what way?
The court order, I meant to...
Domestic violence.
He's just come and stolen the children when they are meant to be with me against the family court order.
Okay, so
He's not meant to come to my home. He has come to the home. I can't do this anymore. Someone needs to help me against this person.
I'll leave you, darling. No, I'll be right. I'll be right. Okay.
There's one, he has a cross application, okay, but he is not meant to come. It's domestic violence what he is doing to me every single day.
What's your partner's name?
Anil Patel, ex-partner. It's the first day of school holidays.
this is so it's just an application at this
No. There is a temporary domestic violence order from January. We're awaiting a trial date, which is next year. Police have previously put a domestic violence order on him, which has expired, and there has been numerous other ones. Currently, there's a temporary domestic violence
so
order.
there's actually no breach of the DV order at this stage, okay? There's mandatory conditions only on there.
So I can go to his house and get my children. Can you come
I'm
with
not
me?
looking at that order.
Yeah.
We're looking at the order where you're the aggrieved and he's the
Yep,
respondent.
yep. But we have the same orders.
We're looking at the order where you're the aggrieved and
Yep.
he's the respondent, and there is no condition on there that says he cannot attend this address, okay? So you can complete an application.
Yeah.
for
I
that
don't care
order
about
if
all
you
that. Okay, this is 7 years of my life and my children's life.
So with-
How do I get this person to stop abusing me and using my children as weapons against me? They are 8 years old and 12 years old. I have a federal family court order that says they are meant to be with me for the first half of the school holidays, and their dad can just come with a domestic violence order against him, come to my home and take those children.
Okay, can I just let you know that we'll give
Fine.
you some advice.
I know the advice. I'm not being rude to you, and I'm not going to take it out on you or whatever, but please hear my voice, hear my pain, and feel what I have been going through for 7 years, right? I understand it's a federal police matter. So are the federal police going to come here and take my children off him because he's breaching that order?
You have the order with
Mum, get the order, please. Okay. Yeah, 7 years. I would love to see anybody go through what I have with not one ounce of help from anybody.
I understand that
It's distressing. My boy is 8 years old. He's just been withheld from me for a week, and then the dad comes and takes him again.
so this is the family. Do you have the whole thing?
Well, it's pages and pages long.
This tells me nothing. There's no.
Please read it. That during the school holiday periods, the
there's no
children...
name on it, there's nothing.
I'll get you the other bit. During the school holiday period, the children spend time with their parents at all times as agreed between the parties in writing, and failing agreement, the children spend the first half of the school holidays with the mother and the second half of the school holidays with the father. Okay, I can go and get the calendar that his lawyer has sent where the children are in my possession now. They are my property. Okay, they are meant to be with me, and someone has come to my home and taken them.
Okay, so
Yeah, they are my biological property and they have been abducted from my care.
Anna Marie, I understand what's actually happened or what you're saying has happened, okay? There is a process in this case where you apply for a recovery.
That takes a month. Yeah?
That's the
I know that
process.
you're saying your hands are tied, but women are being murdered on the street, okay, with petrol thrown on them and their children every single day. Every single day, and this is what is happening. That a man with a domestic violence order of 7 years of harassment can simply come to my home and take the children.
Okay, your children were cited not so long ago at the police station and they are safe and well.
They're not safe and well because they are being abused and manipulated and gaslighted. Okay, it's psychological abuse. How can they be okay when my son could barely speak? My mum as a witness, he was terrified, absolutely terrified. And then he goes to the police station. What sort of man goes to a police station to get you guys to then back him up? Okay, do you not think that is manipulation? That is why it is so frustrating. Okay, so no, my children are not safe. Please do not say that because I am their mother.
Why don't you talk us through the incident that's happened today as a result of this?
He has come to my home and taken my children against
What time was that?
I have no idea.
an hour ago.
So the children were here and they
I picked the children up from school, St. Peter's. We've had all afternoon, okay, and now my children are not with me. Okay, so I want to put in a breach of the domestic violence order because what he is doing to me is a definition of domestic violence.
Where were the children? They were here?
They were here.
You picked them up from school.
Yes, at 11:30 at night,
Ex-partners come
an hour ago, and taken my
an
children.
hour ago. So
Yes.
about
How did
7:30.
he take the children?
He drove up.
down the street, and I was standing with the just up there, and he drove down the street, and the children ran to him and jumped in the car. I went to the window and I said to him, Anil, the children are meant to be here for the school holidays. Please leave them here. I said, if Ava wants to go with you, that's fine, but Akira must stay. And he said, it's none of your business.
And
They're not your children.
And he sent me an email to back up his coercive controlling behaviour and his gaslighting and his domestic violence. I can't show you the email right now. Can you get the iPad and log on? Yeah, and he said that he does not feel that the children are safe in my care, and if I don't want them, he'll look after them. Okay, tell me, is that not abuse in itself? This is insane. It is insanity.
No, it's not abuse.
It's not abuse. Really? Sorry, Sergeant Constable Deb Hill. Yeah, it's not abuse that my ex-husband steals my children and then sends an email making out that I don't want to care for them. That's not abuse. What would you call it then?
Listen, ma'am, I'm not answering your questions. I'm here to try and work out what's happened.
You just said it's not abuse. So why would you regard that not as abuse?
How you just described it to me, where your children ran to him.
Please go get the email.
No, he shouldn't be in the street.
Go get the...
He's allowed to be in the
He
street.
can be in the street.
I want for the record, am I allowed to be in his street? So if I go to his house right now with my mother and the children come to me in my car, you are saying that that will be okay? Yeah, let's just confirm that.
So I'm looking at, it's a temp order with yourself, Anna Stancombe as a respondent, and Anil Patel as aggrieved. Must be a good behaviour.
Just mandatory, yes. So you're allowed to go. There's nothing to say that you can't go to his street either. Well, there are a number of domestic violence orders that don't have any conditions on
Yeah,
them.
that's
They
right.
have the
Just get the
mandatory.
iPad, please. I want to show the
Is that
email.
the orange one or the one you just
The
gave
black
me?
one.
If you've received an email that just states that he has concerns.
No. We'll read it. We'll read directly. No. This is a setup. Okay, this is what he does. Okay, and you guys should go and do some domestic violence training, or do you have an officer? I'm actually requesting that a senior sergeant of Caboolture Police Station, if that is where you're from, attends my home with a specialist domestic violence worker.
Just look at what's in front of us.
I'm asking you, that is my request. I'm asking for a senior sergeant or an officer in charge of Caboolture Police Station to come to my home with a specialist domestic violence unit and speak to
You
me.
can put their request in for you.
Yep.
That might occur. I can't say
So
for
can
sure
you
or
come
not.
to his house and stand there so he doesn't accuse me of doing anything? And
That's
I can,
answering the first question.
no, hold on. And I can knock on his door and ask my children to come. Will you come with me and do that?
As long as it's not domestic violence. Well, we
Yeah, because I need protection from this person. I'm not comfortable going there, but if you're saying I can't get in trouble going there to get my children back,
There's no condition on your order that
okay, so will you come with me to his home right now? Because I have a piece of paper that says my children are meant to be in my care.
can't enforce that. That's an AFP, federal police. That's been explained to you before when you recover.
I know, I'm very well of that. But that's,
If you're aware of it, why would you ask us to do it then?
I'm not asking you to recover them. Please listen to what I'm saying.
Anna, okay.
Okay, I would like you to accompany me to his street, his house.
If you'd like to do that,
Yes.
I advise that you call Police Link 1312.
No. You're two officers in front of me. So you're not going to do that?
We're investigating this right now. I don't want
Okay.
to finish what she's saying because she's trying to help you.
I would like an answer, yes or no. Will you take me to his home right now? Not recover my children. That's why I'm getting upset, because you're putting words in my mouth that are not true. Enough. Would you please come to his home with me? Yes or no? No. Okay. Next question. Please get a senior sergeant and a worker from the domestic violence unit to come to my home.
Okay, so I was trying to answer that question before. So we can put that request in, we can ask, right? We can help you by asking. You could also attend the station, make an appointment to speak with that DV unit.
My mum just went there to speak to someone and was told that no one was there. So
That's what I said. I just said you need to make an appointment.
no, I'm not making an appointment. I'm requesting they come. I'm making the appointment now by saying I want them to come to my
But
home.
if they're not working, then they can't come.
So there's no specialist domestic violence unit.
Yeah, they work different.
They work
different
But-
hours.
Yeah,
Different shifts.
I don't think they're rostered on at the moment.
So no one in this whole area is helping domestic violence people at the moment.
There are a lot of general duties officers who are doing that, yes.
Okay, but not from anyone from the specific unit.
The specific unit at the moment, I don't believe, I'd have to confirm that, but I don't believe
Okay,
it's
so
rostered on.
are you going to ring the senior sergeant and ask them to attend my home?
No, ma'am.
You're not.
My reason for that is I'm obviously fairly concerned for your children. I think that if we turned up at your ex-husband's house, it would create quite a lot of stress for your children.
You don't think it was very stressful for my 8-year-old child, my 12-year-old child? My son was so traumatized, he couldn't speak. Okay, and their father then puts them in a car and drives off.
Well, you previously said that they ran to the car.
I wasn't there.
I did. I said that. I said
Okay?
that. And I was inside the house.
Okay.
I was watching the
So
children.
they ran to the car and got
Yes.
in?
They did run to the car and get in. But what you've got to keep in mind is Anil manipulates Ava, right?
Okay.
They don't
And-
care,
and-
Mum. Just stop speaking. So can you put in my request? No, no.
Would you like to show me the email?
Mum, stop speaking, because they use everything against you like they've just have. They've basically shut down now because you've said that they went to the car. Even if that's true, they're not listening to anything I'm saying or trying to understand.
As well, and they appear to be
So they
safe,
say-
happy and well.
Right, okay, for the record too, when I get my children back and I withhold them against court orders and they are safe, then you're not going to do anything about it, are you?
Can't comment on that.
Yeah, of course you can't.
It's not in our jurisdiction. It is not in the Queensland Police. That is not our. As we told you previously, that is to do with family law court
Yeah.
and the Australian Federal Police.
I disagree that my children are safe, okay?
And I disagree
Yeah,
that they are safe.
yeah, okay, and the neighbour disagrees. We've got 3 witnesses here saying that the children were not safe because of the state that they were in, okay?
Okay. And would you like to show me
Yeah.
the email that is sent to you? if he's done anything that's not of good behaviour towards yourself.
He sent me a death threat saying he was going to kill me. Look it up. Okay, he actually said, unless I kill her first, and that's not a breach of the DVO. So I don't think anything is going to be a breach of the DVO if a person says they're going to kill you and Caboolture police do nothing about it. But I will happily show the email.
When was that email?
That email was sent back in June, I don't know, June or July, would be all there. Nothing was done about it. Yeah.
Okay, and you reported
Yes,
that?
I did. Yes.
And
the
provide a statement?
I provided a statement, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I provided a statement with the text messages where he said he was going to kill me. Nothing was done about it. I've not heard back. Well, you're going to, hopefully you can look up, because this is what happened. Someone else came to my home because he was recording my phone, and apparently that's not a breach either, because he had a recording with me and another adult. Okay, and he had a copy of the recording. So I rang Caboolture police and I asked him, how can someone have a personal phone conversation? And they said, oh, we don't know. I've not heard back from that. I did hear back about the threat to kill, and they said it wasn't a breach. He said it was a joke.
There was one in, let's see,
I can't write that.
March,
Yeah,
or
probably that.
maybe August. Which one would it be?
I don't know. There's been so many. The one where he said he was going to kill me and police did nothing. And I made a statement. I went to Caboolture station, I sat down and I made a statement.
Okay,
And I provided the text messages.
I'll just have a quick read.
Just while my partner's reading that, Anna Maria, I just want to draw your attention to the conditions that are on the order, the TPOs between yourself and your ex-partner. So it's where it's the named person are the children on the order. It says that the respondent must be of good behaviour towards a child, must not commit associated domestic violence against a child, and must not expose the child to domestic violence.
Well, he just did. Yeah?
But that's on both of the orders as well. So that's one of the concerns we probably have in this situation now, where emotions are, everyone's upset. If going over there might inflame the situation,
That's fine.
You don't want to cause a further domestic violence incident.
No, I would like my children to be returned to me so they are not in his hands where he is abusing them.
I understand.
Okay, because I am a protective mother who's had to put up with this man for 7 years and police have not helped me. So who do you go to in this country if police will not help you?
You go to the family law court.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Have a lawyer.
No, I do not. He has endless money and I do not. Okay, it's just too much for you to even comprehend what I have been through. Okay, so no. Family law will not help. Police will not help. Nobody will help me. All right? Nobody.
His family's got money, and that's all.
Okay, so
Here, at 6:18 p.m, he sent an email that says, hi, I do not want to care. No, hi, if you do not want to care for both the children, I am happy to pick them up until you are able to do. I do not think it is their interest to split them. Why would he send that and then come to my home and take the children?
So on the face of it, just looking at that, there's a couple of questions there. What's gone on before?
Nothing. I have nothing. I have no communication with him. This man does not speak to me or have any communication. When his child is in hospital with a broken arm awaiting surgery, he won't communicate with me. But he sends that email and then comes to my home?
So there's been nothing prior to that?
Nothing.
No text, no email?
I don't communicate with the person. I want nothing to do with it. Not one email, not one text message, nothing.
No, how do the children communicate with him when they're here?
My daughter has a phone. She could speak to him, I guess.
Messages via that?
I have no idea.
Back and forth through the children?
I have been at my home, swimming in my pool, cleaning out my shed. The children have been here happy, etc. And now this has happened. I have had no communication with him whatsoever. I do not know if my daughter has. She probably has. Okay, but you know how upsetting this is to receive that?
Oh, you can tell how upsetting it is, and if you've said it's come out of the blue, then you can understand that.
It's called gaslighting. He's trying to say that I don't want to care for my children. That is total opposite. I am emotionally upset, Okay, I'm absolutely at my end's point here, man, for 7 years. Okay, and he sends that and then takes the children. This is what he does. Okay.
Okay. Do you understand the advice that we've given you tonight in relation to getting a recovery order?
Yeah, big deal.
We've been down that road.
Yeah, he did it. He does it every
Previously
Christmas.
applied for a
Yes, I have. I know how to do a recovery order. You wait a month if it's urgent. I had to beg the court. Okay, it took a month. Yeah, so
Anything else that we can help you with?
yeah, could you please get the senior sergeant to look at my complaint that there is no help for me at all what this person is doing to me and my children. I want a domestic violence specialist to speak to me. Okay, because I am at the end. I can't deal with this anymore.
In relation to that email,
Yeah.
don't consider that that's a breach of
No, they're not. But anyway, okay. The definition of they are fed and clean. My daughter has a phone. I'm late for a train. The children. Okay.
communicate with her when she's at her dad's?
I can do if he doesn't take the phone from her. Yeah, it's in our orders. Yeah, but that's what he does too. Okay, but no, for the record, my children are not safe and they are not fine. The definition of safe, according to police, is that they have food and shelter. Okay? The emotional trauma and harm that my children are going through, especially my 8-year-old son, he could barely speak because my ex-partner withheld him all this week as well. He is not fine. Okay? My children are not fine and neither am I. He wants to be here. Okay? His sister beforehand is telling him things that her father has told her to say. These children are being used as weapons against me to punish and hurt me, and they are hurting my children.
How do you know that?
Because I've lived it for 7 years, buddy. Please don't say, how do I know that? I live it every day. My son came home. Listen, I'm not talking properly. My son was withheld from me since Monday. Okay, I saw my son today. He's a different child. He couldn't speak. He told me that he didn't eat at his dad's house. He was traumatized. Okay, his sister she's 12 years old. She can't say the things that she is saying. An adult has told her to say them. She literally said to my son, say that you feel unsafe, that you feel unsafe here. I heard her say that. My mother heard her say that. He has this special blanket, right? Okay, she took the blanket from him and she ran away. And I told her, bring back that Fluffy because it is his comforter. Okay, my daughter is being manipulated and abused as well. Okay, but she is torn between the both of us. Okay, but my son is suffering, absolutely suffering, as is my daughter. My daughter is used as a weapon. He is still abusing me now through my child. Okay, I went to university for 6 months and did a domestic violence course. This is textbook, absolutely textbook classic, what he is doing. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not upset at you, but when you stand there and say, well, how do you know? A blind person could see what is happening here, but no one seems to know.
Trying to get a picture of
We need examples.
Okay. She
Like you said you've seen him. You've seen her
Hey.
say that to him. That's what we need to hear.
yeah, when she's been on the phone before and he tells her, call the police. It's a pattern. Go and look up my file. Read between the lines. It's an absolute pattern what he is doing. He'll take what man takes the children to the police station and says, observe my children. Oh, they're safe, they seem all right. Oh, tick the box, it's all good. You don't see what has just gone on here. You don't see what is happening. The email is nothing to you. It is everything to me because I know how this man works. Okay? He's been in my life for 15 years.
what do you think he's trying
To destroy me. He wants me to snap, so I either go to jail or I kill myself. Okay? And it's not enough. It is not enough that he already has my daughter. Okay?
Is the custody about 50-50 or?
My children have always lived with me. Always. Okay? I had consent orders. Can you just give me a drink of water? I had consent orders. I'm all right. I had consent order. Okay. Long story short, we separated 2014. The dad had basically nothing to do with them for a year, traumatized them in that way. He came back, he took me to court. Okay, we signed consent orders in 2017 that both my children live with me. Okay, he saw him every second weekend and meant to half the school holidays. It's never been easy, okay, because he won't communicate with me. He comes and goes as he pleases, whatever, right? So in late 2018, actually Christmas time, but Christmas Eve, he withheld my daughter. Okay, I put in a recovery order. That's when I put in a recovery order. He then made allegations that he did withhold my daughter, but he made allegations that I abused her. Unfounded. So he can just say, I spat in her face and I hit her or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think, yeah, so 2019, we went back to court. We waited a month for the recovery order, right? They interviewed the children. And my son said, no, he wanted to stay with me, you know, whatever. The court said temporarily my daughter could stay with him more if she wanted to, and she has done, right? It's just made things absolutely worse. Okay, I'm not going to go into it all, but she's basically the parent now, comes between us, you know, was coming back and forth whenever she wanted, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, still not enough, right? So in January this year, that's when this domestic violence stuff happened, he did the same thing. He withheld my son now, right? And he's made allegations that I've abused my son. He said I sexually abused my son. Okay, I have to take my 7-year-old boy to child safety and they asked, does mummy sleep with clothes on in the bed? Okay, do you know how traumatic that is? Everything is unfounded, right? They have closed the case. There's not one scrap of evidence. I am a teacher. I do mandatory police stuff, whatever, okay? There is nothing. He hasn't got anything on me, so he makes it up. He still hasn't got anything on me, but it's still not enough, right? So then he withheld my son in January this year, and the same sort of thing has happened. He tells my son, Mummy doesn't love you anymore. Mummy has a new boyfriend. Mummy doesn't care about you. The kid is absolutely traumatized, right? But for once in my life, I had a beautiful officer, a male guy. My ex-partner came to the school on the first day of the children's school, okay, and basically assaulted me, right? But the officer looked at the orders and said, no, like my son is meant to be with me, okay? If that officer didn't do that, my son would have been gone then, okay? So now for the next year, it's still not good enough. You know what I mean? He's still putting me through the ringer, okay? And this is what he's going to do. Yeah, mark my words, he'll go back to court and say, oh, my son who's 8 years old has run away from the mother because he feels unsafe.
So in terms of them being with you the first half of
Yeah.
the holidays, so in these summer holidays, they're to stay with you for the first
3 weeks. Yeah, and then 3 weeks for him.
So you wouldn't see them at all?
No, that's how. So every holidays, it's I have the first half, and he has the second half. He doesn't always see him, but last year's the first time he did have him for the school holidays.
Why has he come today? Do you know? Is there a
Because I thought it would, you know, now is enough.
So the school holidays started today.
Today I picked them both up.
School today.
Yes, my daughter's in year 6. School finished at 11:30 today. They've been with me since 11:30 today.
And would he normally have them? What's today? Friday. Would he normally have them this weekend?
I don't even know. It's like every second weekend. Hold on, no, I can't even remember. It's but
Is it possible he realises that?
No. I'll get the email. He has a very expensive solicitor. He spent $700,000. $700,000. They sent me a calendar just yesterday saying when we'll have the children. My name is on it today. There is no misunderstanding. Okay, he sent the timetable from his agreement through his solicitor. Okay?
So it appears, without seeing the document properly,
yes,
it appears that he is breaching
The federal court order, yeah, exactly.
so our advice remains
Yeah.
to get a recovery order in process, and
So then that'll take
that's the
another
correct-
month.
That's the correct process to, we have these channels and whatever in place for.
I know, but he will go to court. This is what I'm saying to you. You've got to see what is happening. He will literally say, because he has to use those words. That's why he sent that email with those words. If you do not want to look after the children, I will have them. So he will manipulate that and say, no, the mother said she couldn't have them. It'll get manipulated.
There's no proof that you've said that, and if there's no previous emails, and
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then it does not in family court. So that's why he then did the next step. He went to you guys to tick the box and say he went to the police station. You cited the children were fine. Okay, family court will say, oh, the boy's now safe, self-placed. Oh, the mum must have done something. He didn't feel safe. That is how family court works, and that is why I'm saying this is domestic violence. I've been in that court system for nearly 7 years, and that is what he is doing. He is manipulating every single agency, including you guys.
would you like me to find out if there's somebody on in the DV unit?
I would,
over the
please.
weekend,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
and maybe, if that helps you, you can talk to them.
So my partner asked before, I know
Yeah.
your ex-partner's got a good solicitor. Have you sought legal
I don't-
advice? You don't have one on?
No, I can't get legal aid. Yep. How can you compete with $700,000 anyway? Like,
At one stage they had a barrister. He had a barrister and two solicitors, and Anil's father, who lives in England, had a barrister to speak on his behalf while he was in England. These people have got lots of money, and rather than right at the very beginning, just be adult and sit down and say, no, this will go on for the next 10 years.
no, it'll go on until either I am murdered or my children are harmed, and then all will be on the news, and the Commissioner of Police will say, oh, it's so bad how Hannah Clark got burned in the street with her children. Oh, we must do better. We support domestic violence victims.
And nothing
Here
else.
I am. Okay, I've written to the Governor General. I have written to every state and federal member. I have had a meeting with the representative of Caboolture Police. I have written to the Commissioner. I have done everything. So please, there is no help for domestic violence victims. Okay, none. It's fucking lip service. And I thank you for your time.